On today's video, I'm testing out the new Wilson Staff Cavity Back fully forged irons. These things are about as beautiful as irons get, but we're gonna put them to the test out here at Carrollwood Country Club. We're gonna look at distance, forgiveness, aesthetics, workability, as well as value. Let's get to work. Look at this handsome package. That is one beautiful looking club. But let's take a look at the features here. First off, this face to me lives in the Goldilocks zone in terms of size. It's not too deep, it's not too long. It's also not too small of a profile, which can sometimes be the case with player irons. It's just right for me. Look at that top line, nice and thin. You will not see any of the cavity back here on this 7 iron, or even down to the 4 iron in this set. Definitely not gonna see the back of that club. It's just gonna look pure. Just so you get a difference between the Dynapower and this cavity back iron, our Dynapower is here on the left, forged cavity back here on the right. As you can see, a significantly smaller profile, at least on that top line. And this face here on the Dynapower, a little bit bigger and wider as well. Here at the bottom, that sole is nice and thin, quite a bit thinner than the Dynapower forged, so we should get a little better turf interaction. We'll test that here today. As you can see, these are fully forged, and here's another little piece of technology back there. They've removed some of the weight here, and they've shifted it to the toe and down at the bottom. Gonna promote a higher moment of inertia and move that center of gravity lower to optimize trajectory. Really want to test accuracy of these clubs. I've got 136. That should be a nice little 95% 9 iron for me. Pin is in a tough spot of this green, far right, so really we've got to be accurate and we got to get the distance right. Let's see. Ooh, that looks pretty darn good. Just a little left of the flagstick. And it looks like I've got about 8 to 10 feet, maybe less for birdie, but I think I can do better. Let's hit a couple more. Again, look like great spin coming off of these clubs. All right, shot 2 here. Ooh, that one could be even better. It's a better line anyway. Oh, the spin, that spun so hard. I can't wait to look at that pitch mark because I think what we're gonna see is it landed about 4 feet from the flagstick and spun out to about 7, 8 feet maybe. All right, money ball time. I gotta be just a little right of target than those other 2. The best of them all, maybe. Oh, it spun. Oh, it spun hard. It spun so hard. We gotta look at those pitch marks, but those were 3 really great feeling shots, and it just exemplifies what these clubs do best. They look good, they feel good, nice high trajectory, and that stopping power. It's incredible. Not a bad looking threesome. Check this out. Oh yeah. These are all 8 feet. That first one may be 10 feet, but what a team. Talk about consistency. And here's what I'm talking about in terms of pitch marks. Look how online these shots were. Oh, that's so good. And they all kind of spun a little bit this way. That is a team right there. All right, we're standing out here at 160 yards, and one of the main reasons you'd want a player's cavity back iron like this is to get workability, to be able to control the shape of your shot as well as the trajectory and really flight them in. I've got some wind here in my face, so I'd like to hit these a little lower, and ideally I'd like to work them a little left to right. Let's see if we can make it happen. Well, definitely turned that one over. And in fact, we're gonna be off the green there to the right. So these things, you can move the ball quite significantly. Kind of hit that one thin. Let me try another one. Much better strike there, and that's heading right at the flagstick. Oh, I think that's gonna be really good. Great shot there. One more. And look at that thing. It's too much again. Too much again. So I got the lower ball flight there on that last one, but they moved too much, too much for the type of strike that was. So absolutely, these things are gonna be as workable as any player's cavity back in this category that I've seen. Really good there. Let's move on to the next test. Here we are at 110 yards. Again, a little wind in our face. I've got gap wedge in hand. I'm gonna test stopping power. With those Dynapower irons, they went a long way, but they didn't stop quite as good as these probably should. Let's find out. Oh, so high up in the air. Oh, it looked like it backed up. We'll look at that pitch mark in a second. I pulled that just a tad. So let's see if we can get that a little bit more online, but felt great coming off the club face. Again, pulled it just a little bit. Whoa, that one just spun back. It zipped back. One last one here. I'm pulling everything with these, but we're hitting the green. Luckily, it's a big green. And that one actually went long. Fix this divot, then we're gonna go find those balls. Here's a ball with a pitch mark, but that's not this ball's pitch mark. That's this ball's pitch mark. It came all the way back here. It sucked back probably 8-9 feet. All right, and this is the other ball. Again, not its pitch mark. Its pitch mark is actually up in here. And that one also came back about 7-8 feet. Third one went a little long, and here is where it ended up, and it just kind of scooted over here. Pin high, but off the green. So that super high launch is going to promote a very steep descent angle and give you extreme stopping power. Couple that with the grooves and you've got some serious suck back on those balls. That was really cool to see. It's not something I do too often with a gap wedge. We'll move on to another hole here. We'll test the 7-iron, but it just illustrates that with this category of clubs, you've got to hit great contact to get the most out of them. I'm in the rough here at 165. I've got 7-iron in hand, and what I'm trying to test here is just how well these cavity back irons cut through the grass. I keep talking about the Dynapower Forged, but I think it's a good comparison because people are going to be shopping these two clubs together a lot of the time, try to figure out which one is best for them. And this sole is a lot thinner than that Dynapower. One chink in the Dynapower's armor, I would say, is that they kind of got hung up in the rough a little bit. And the reason you'd want a club like this is for that thinner profile there on the sole. Hopefully it'll cut through that turf just a little bit better. Let's find out. I'm going to give myself some less than desirable lies here so that we can really test this properly. I'm at 165, 7-iron in hand. Oh, that got right through, and that's right on target. Oh, that looked good. It still had the stopping power even out of the rough. I'm gonna hit 2 more here. That one I pulled. 1 more. Another good one there. So 1 pull job, but the other 2 cut right through the rough absolutely perfectly. That's going to be a big benefit to you players. You're going to be able to cut through and just get better turf interaction overall with this thinner sole. Here's where our second one ended up. Pin high, but a little right at target. Let's just see where it was. 167. Pretty good in terms of distance out of the rough, I would say. These ones actually hit in the middle of the club face. Better result. We're actually quite a bit past that flag stick there. I hit that 173. And this one was our best one over here. 177. That's great out of the rough, guys. More of a crosswind on this hole, so that was really true distance numbers as well, and that's great to see out of a club like this. All right, now we're gonna test this Wilson Staff cavity back irons distance. I've got 5-iron in hand. We're gonna go off the deck here. I've got my G80 here to measure some of the shot data as well as how far these balls fly. Let's find out. Now, if you watch the Wilson Dynapower episode, you know that off the deck I hit it 205 with the 5-iron. I'm not expecting that out of these, but let's see how far they go. Oh man, so high up in the air. They feel so good too. I probably hit that one just a touch thin, but man, it looked good in the air. Clubhead speed 87, ball speed was 122, my smash was 1.4, the estimated carry there 176. And just so you know, I'm looking for about 190 out of a 5-iron. Much more center of the club face, and it went even higher up in the air there. Clubhead speed was 88, ball speed was 122, my smash was 1.38, my estimated carry there 177. I'm going to take 1 more here with the yellow ball, the money ball. I like to get my clubhead speed up just a touch. Also going to aim just a little bit right. Oh, that was right off the toe, but you'd never know it by how that finished. So pretty forgiving, at least in terms of where they ended up. That was middle of the fairway, but I feel like I could have hit it a lot further if I would have caught him in the middle. But anyways, that club head speed was 87. The ball speed was 120. The smash 1.38. Estimated carry 171. Let's see how much distance we did lose. Now, as you can see, there was my money ball, which isn't so money. The yellow ball is the shortest, and we've got two that are considerably further. That one's up about 7 yards, and that one's up maybe 18 yards further, but we'll see what the GPS tells us. Yeah, so this was dead off the toe, 175. I mean, I've seen worse, and probably the best in terms of basically middle of the fairway. Over here, though, was a better shot, still slightly toe, but not as much as that third one. This was actually the first shot we hit at 187, now 188. This was the one I really caught flush. And it is in the rough, but it's up here a good long ways. In fact, we just hit 201. So 201 is great to see there. To get a 5-iron to go that far is fantastic. Certainly, we do have a little wind behind us on this hole, but all in all, in terms of distance, I think this is at the top end of this class of clubs. I can easily hit these probably 195 on average when I really hit them in the middle. I'd say these clubs are deadly accurate. It's time for me to rank them. As you know, I like to rank golf clubs on 5 categories. In terms of distance, we're gonna give them a 4 out of 5. Very, very strong. And more so off the mishits, which leads me to the forgiveness category, where these clubs are actually going to get a full 5 out of 5 for me in terms of forgiveness. And this style of club, they're about as forgiving as it gets. Now, you are going to lose distance on mishits, but in terms of where they finished, really good, really, really strong. In terms of workability, a full 5 out of 5 as well. I moved those balls much further left to right than I would have expected out of these, and they're as good as anything in the category. In terms of aesthetics, I think you know what I'm gonna say here. It's 5 out of 5. These things look amazing, but beyond that, they feel incredible and they sound incredible as well. Really checks all my boxes. In terms of value, a very strong 4.5 out of 5 here at $11.99. You're not going to do a whole lot better, and I think at some point you'll probably see these clubs maybe even a little less. At this price point, I just don't see you doing too much better. They really offer a lot of bang for the buck, and that's what Wilson Staff is so good at. Other things I don't necessarily rank for, but really stood out to me again was that turf interaction and the stopping power and trajectory I got out of these clubs. Really incredible to see. So I've got to say, Wilson Staff is absolutely killing it here in 2024. I've loved the Dynapower Forged. I love these cavity backs, and I can't wait to try the Staff model blades. That'll be in an upcoming video. So make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of these, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.